my timeline. What is my timeline? January 5th. January 5th is my timeline. It's Tuesday. Gosh, I don't know how to start. Well, I guess I'll start with the moon energy. January 5th. We're gonna have a new moon, I think. We're gonna have some type of moon situation. I had mentioned it before that I noticing that a week before my feet are swelling. Even when I eat healthy, this week I didn't. The days before this particular week before, I didn't eat healthy. I actually did have a lot of sodium, so I think it got a little worse. But nonetheless, like clockwork. And what I'm starting to do is I actually picked this book up. It's like a calendar, a moon calendar, and I picked it up at my little shop nearby, and I'll put the link. It's Kindred Spirits in Claremont. And it's this, I saw this the first time that I went into that store. I saw this and I kept eyeing it and I kept eyeing it, and I was just like, I'm gonna get it. And I did, and I'm glad I did. It has these really cool like moon charts at the end, and so I'm actually starting to track, like, okay. And so sure enough, like, I was having an emotional night Sunday night, and then Monday morning was an emotional morning, and that was the day that yesterday, and it's right again like clockwork, almost a week before the new moon. I guess this is a moon. I don't know if that's the new moon or full moon, but anyways, I'm tracking stuff. You know, scientific method, right? Just tracking and recording and trying to gather evidence. And who knows, this is probably already out there somewhere, and I just haven't had the time. Like, I mean, this is my first week of officially like not working, right? And not being a holiday type of thing. And there's a lot to do. Like, I'm surprisingly like busy, just trying to get my finances in order, you know, taking advantage of like, you know, offers and paperwork stuff on the phone with the banks, and just really housekeeping. Really, that's what it is. I'm just housekeeping stuff. And I mean, my bed is still a mess. I'm still sleeping on the couch because I haven't put stuff away. Slowly but surely, right? Slowly but surely. But anyways, I know the previous messages I had talked about this, a lot of concepts, right? What's happening personally in my connections with other people. But I wanted to touch on this concept of religion, not religion, evolvement. I meditated this morning, and I'm doing my tarot spread, but I'm only doing it once a week for the whole week. I think I mentioned that before, and if not, I'm mentioning it now. I'm only doing once a week because I feel like that's enough. And you know, just keeping track of that for myself, and really more so paying attention to the oracle cards, because I feel like those, I mean, the tarot card is just the storyline. The oracle card, I feel like it's more of that higher level communication that speaks to the storyline, but just to life. And I really appreciated and continue to appreciate just the perspective that it's set up to be. And you know, it reminded me, the oracle cards reminded me of the daily devotionals. I don't know if you guys do, or if you know people who are, you know, read the Bible and stuff. I have daily devotionals that are you know, Bible based, and they reference the Bible and stuff like that. And I feel like as I'm reading the oracle cards, it's similar in that the difference is that it doesn't specify like a specific Bible verse, but it specifies this concept, life concept, and it incorporates examples, you know, from earth, from life, from the way we do living into it. And it poses questions, you know, things for us to reflect on, and as our day goes on. So it's very similar to a daily devotional, only that it's more open-ended, and I really appreciate that. Because again, I don't know if I mentioned the last experience I had with the devotional. I was actually kind of shocked with the message. And I understand I now understand like the bigger concept behind it, but it didn't sit well with me. And then it was coincidentally, I read the Bible passage that was assigned, and it even though what I had shared in terms of how I viewed it made sense, it seemed like it wasn't acknowledged. It wasn't acknowledged fully in the Bible. And then I've just been thinking about this concept, right, of evolution and change. And the Bible, I mean, I read the Bible, right? I want to finish reading it. Few books away from reading it in its entirety, and realizing, I mean, I have two different Bible versions. I have the New King James, and I have the New International Version. And I know they recently came out with the Passion Translation that I wanted to read also. And it just, these different versions of the Bible, right? And I grew up being told that the true version was the King James, the New King James. But then there's all these other versions. And one thing I appreciated from my home church was that in the message that was being shared, you know, they reference the different versions of the Bible, and me realizing, well, it's just a different way and different perspective, right, on the same message. And the different perspectives help to resonate with different people, right? Hoping that one of those books will, the message will just kind of tug a little more, right? Make a little more meaning. Because when you get to the more traditional, it's like these and thous, and it's just like some, you know, unless you're used to speaking that way. I know for me it's hard. I'm like and I get the basic ones, but it does muffle the communication a little bit. It kind of does, right? I mean, we're evolving with our language. You have the Urban Dictionary, right? Like all these lingos and terms, and we're evolving. We're constantly evolving, right? And I think I mentioned it before about like tarot reading too, and how it used to be playing cards, and now it's like, oh, I guess I'm assuming over time it's evolved, and now it's a tool. I don't know the history on tarot cards, but what I know now is that it's a tool. And so this concept of evolving and change, right? I mean, even the Book of Mormon, from my understanding of that religious group, is that they believe in the Bible, but the Book of Mormon is like an upgrade, not an upgrade, but like an evolvement, right? Same message, just a little bit different. And then they have like two other books I know, or a few other books, that kind of blend. I forget what they're called. But again, evolvement, right? It just speaks to this constant involvement that as society, we just, that's life. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly transforming, we're constantly making things better, more effective, right? And in order to be able to move forward, we have to have tower moments. We have to have things blow up in our face sometimes when we don't listen, right? When we don't listen to advice, or when we don't listen to what's right, right? When we don't listen to what's in the better for the collective, right, versus me. You might get what you want if you do me, but it may eventually blow up in your face, right? And with this transition from earth energy into air energy, there's going to be evolvement in that, right? I mean, I'm embracing this whole technology world, right? And putting my drawings into that type of medium, and trying to tap into my gifts, my natural gifts, and using technology as a way to do that, and embracing them, as difficult as it is. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube how to manage that account. But again, it's just evolvement. My connection with this new person, not titling it a relationship, this connection, I was really struggling with, and I shared that a little bit. And I have I'm 10 minutes in, so I'm hoping that I'm able to like do this in at least no more than 10 minutes. My connection with this new person, I mentioned that I there was this disconnect within myself of feeling all this love that I just wanted to give, and feeling like I had to put a lid on it for fear, right? And the messages that I'm hearing lately have been about this reality of MJ highlighted, like, okay, I'm in a situation right now where I have an opportunity to grow, right? I have an opportunity to learn that this person is teaching me a different way of doing relationships. That resonated for me. Huge, in a huge way. And I mentioned in another video where I thought I was gonna get away with it by picking the different choice, right? Nope. You know, like, you're gonna keep learning the lesson. You're gonna keep getting caught up in these cycles like I am right now, where that whole deja vu feeling, right? It's just, what am I gonna do differently this time? What am I gonna do differently this time? And of course, that Leo, that, you know, charge, masculine energy in me is just like, I'm gonna get what I want. No. Because the universe is not lending itself, not creating these opportunities for it. So, like, you know, I didn't speak my truth. But then I realized temperance kept coming up, patience kept coming up, right? Somewhat in my previous life lessons, right, I'm learning. I was trying to think, okay, what are my life lessons here? Because deja vu, let's go through each lesson and see, what am I doing now? What do I need to do different? So life lesson number 1, right? Being fixated on potential energy. This person has lived his truth. He has shown the potential, right? It's there, it's documented. I believe it exists. This person is hardworking, right? The question becomes, do I get stuck on this potential energy? Do I get stuck on this potential energy? How long do I wait for this potential energy? You know, so that's 1. 2, fear of abandonment came up, right? When I didn't speak my truth that first time, and I just took a step back and conformed to what this other person was wanting, even though deep down inside that's not what I wanted. Fear of abandonment. 2. 3, my self-worth in that, for not speaking my truth, right? 4, third-party situation, right? Even though I realized it, and I'm not one to, like, it's either my way or no way. No, it's like, I'm learning, right? This equal give and take, right? This equal energy of, I'm not going to give more. I'm not going to give more than what's put in. 5, patience, right? Because I tend to like charge all the time. I tend to go get what I want. And this is, you know, I have fire sign as my north node. So I go for what I want, right? And especially since I'm trying to embrace this no regret type of lifestyle, right? But that's a lack of patience. So it's very action oriented, right? 6, So this is like me breaking things down, right? And I wrote these down so I wouldn't forget. So 6, I'm thinking, okay, I gotta change my perspective. I have to change my perspective, right? Because I'm living this new life. That means I have to do things differently. I have to behave in a different manner. And so I have to look at action differently. I'm so used to being more of that and viewing like actual action as that is what is needed. But I've had to really take a step back during this time of separation. And I call it a time of separation because had I not gone out of, had that Leo part of me not gone out, I actually did stop by and see this individual over the weekend. I just wanted to say hi. You know, I felt that pull and I went with it. I just said hi. He was working and then I left, and I hadn't seen him. We haven't really sat down and spent time together since the 23rd of December, and it's January 5th. So it feels like a period of separation because we're not even like on the phone all day talking. Like it's not consuming our life. Like we're just living our lives, like kind of like parallel almost is what MJ said. And when she pointed it out, it's just like, yeah, we are kind of like just, you know, living our lives basically. So I'm looking at this action and forcing myself to look at the opposite of action, right? Patience as action. Looking at patience as action. And not patience as in, oh, I'm gonna kick back, put my feet up, watch some TV, and forget about, you know, the world. No. My sense of patience is more of like, reflect, let's think, let's, you know, look at where I'm at. I'm evaluating myself. I'm evaluating my situation. I am evaluating, you know, and reflecting, is this the right step to take, right? Versus this impulsive, like, it's like, no, what do I need to do, right? And realizing that this leap of faith that I'm going to take, that I'm choosing to take for the moment, is to not take action, to really just be patient, to be present in the moment, right? To really honor this space, time, and awareness, because that's what this is. These last couple weeks, it's space, time, and awareness that has been gifted to us. In not it that how it got there, it did. Space, time, and awareness, right? To really understand where my feelings were coming from, right? And really plan for my next move and making sure that it's the right move for me. I know that I am strong enough now to let go of people, of situations, of anything that is going to hold me back from completing my mission. I know that. I know that. I've done it. I've been doing it. I'm not afraid to do it. What I need to know is that I need to really ask myself, what do I really want? And what am I really ready for? There's a difference. There's a difference. Because what I really want may not be something that I'm ready for. And realizing that these things were still being triggered in me, right? This fear of abandonment, this self-worth, and it being projected onto me through these interactions with this person. Subtly, mind you, subtly. It's not like this, not like before. This was subtle, but I picked up on it, right? And it helped to have that guidance from MJ. It helped because when you're in it emotionally, right? You're in it emotionally, and sometimes it's hard to see beyond the emotion. So I use that MJ as a guide, Chris from Minopan as a guide, Dana as a guide, right? Allie as a guide. And it's hard to do tarot myself in that moment, because your energy is going to come, it's going to make it muddle, it's going to be fuzzy. So I have to ask myself during this time, what do I really want? What am I ready for? And if these things are still coming out in me, that tells me that I'm not ready. I'm not ready for a relationship. I'm not ready for something more than what is in my present moment, right? The interactions that I've been having with this individual have been very, you give, I give, right? I'm not going to give more anymore. I'm not. My energy is important to me. If this person takes action, I will take action, right? If I feel like saying hi, I'm gonna say hi. I'm not going to give more. I'm gonna match it. I'm gonna match the energy. And it's not even this out of anger anymore, like, or upset of like that I wasn't hurt or anything. No, it's more just, if I'm in the middle of something, I'm in the middle of something, right? I had this situation with another person. This other person was calling me, and I've had multiple conversations with this other person about when to call me, and if I don't pick up, there's a reason why I don't pick up, right? I mean, not every phone call from this person is going to be a mayday, mayday, I'm gonna pick up the phone call. No, if I'm in the middle of something, I'm not gonna pick up the phone. I'm gonna be present in that moment. I mean, what happened to the good old days when we had, answering machines? If we weren't home, we weren't home, and you left the message, right? It wasn't until I got home that I would get the message. Same concept. Just because I have a cell phone on me does not mean that it's glued to my hip. If I'm in the middle of something, I'm doing my best to be present in that moment. Space, time, and awareness. The amount of love that I had, that I felt like I wanted to give, love is still there. The urge to give is not there anymore. It's not. I realize that. It's not there. I don't know if it's a blockage. I don't know if it's a way out of me protecting myself, or if I just truly, genuinely, it's more of like, I mean, the love is there, but it's more of like, okay, it's just there. Right? It's just there. And it's no longer going to be an action that is going to consume me or take out of me more than what I want to give. Or this need to give more in order to latch on, right? It's like this awareness of this is me. Right? This is me. This is me. And this is love. and this this does not just apply to this person. This is going to apply to every other relationship I have from now on. Really. With every other relationship, it's going to be this mutual balance. It's mutual give and take. This mutual, like, I'm not going to put any more energy than what is put in, right? This nice balanced flow. That's what I've decided to do. My leap of faith is to be patient. My leap of faith is to use this time to be reflective, continue to be reflective on these life lessons that keep popping up. This one is like all of them in one. Right? And this need of even looking at this other individual, like I'm not even looking at this other individual's potential. Like, I'm just looking at his truth, right? And the truth that he has shared with me thus far, I love his truth. That's it. He doesn't have to do anything big. He doesn't have to do anything above and beyond. I enjoy his presence. I enjoy his company. I've enjoyed the moment, just being in the moment with him, you know? It doesn't have to prove anything. It really doesn't. I see it, you know? I see how he treats people. I see the work that he does behind the scenes. I see it. I think if anything, I'd like to hear more of the truth. He's very action oriented, but if anything, I'd like to hear more of the truth. Just hear it more. You know, that's all. So yes, I'm still doing the work. I'm still doing work. It doesn't end, but I'm getting better at it. Yay! Success. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, crazy thing that happened. My lovely watch that I really like, that is not like a battery operated watch. It's those watches that you just kind of shake and it's supposed to like jumpstart itself. It broke. I don't even know how it broke. I mean, it fell. Maybe I latched something. Yeah, it's not, even when I try to wind it up, it won't. It's not supposed to break, it's not supposed to die. That's why I didn't buy it, it was a gift. But that's why I wanted it, because I didn't want to have to like, go get a battery. But I don't know if this was a sign from the universe, like, you don't need a watch anymore. You're timeless. So it feels weird. Definitely feels weird to not have a watch. I've been wearing a watch on my wrist for like ever. So it feels a little weird. It actually makes me feel a little airy, to be honest with you. Like, yeah, there's just something about hearing the ticking that just is grounding. I don't know. Maybe I have to go look it up. Maybe it is broken because I dropped it one too many times. That was all I wanted to say. All right, you guys have a good one.